new Magi chapter released, and I previously read this Magi chapter in Raw, and it was mostly dialogue, and I was like, God damn, I cannot understand a single word they were saying, but when I saw that Squad was back, I saw Alibaba, Mojian, and Aladdin were back, I was like, yes, finally, Squad is back, and they're gonna do some work, though. So basically, the whole conversation with the Coe family, basically with Ren Coleman and Comey and everyone else, and obviously Cohan, I believe that's the family name. I am not precisely sure, but they're having a conversation about how they use multiple sources to find out that Goken Ren is dead by the hands of her own son, or Hakariyu. So they're basically like, saying that, he's going to become the next heir, he's going to be the next legitimate emperor, whatever, and Ren Coleman will not obey him because, he's always drove him to a corner. He gave up on trying to make him a king, basically. Everyone gave up on him to become a king, whatever, so they're always going to obey Ren Coleman, obey Coleman, and he said also, Hakariyu also made a edit, basically an emperor edit that says basically, a rule or something that you have to do was that Ren Cohen is a legitimate, and next to the emperor line, whatever, you have to kill him. Otherwise, also the traitors as well. If everyone were to betray him, whatever, they'll die as well. So he wants to kill Ren Cohen, and anyone who also gets involved with them as well. And also, everyone knows now everyone acknowledges Hakariyu as the emperor, and he knows that fact because 80% of the soldiers and everything else obviously obey Ren Cohen. So that's majority of the army of the Coe Empire, or 20% obviously obeys Hakariyu. So they're trying to use the whole factor of they'll try to use a little bit of politician type, country ruling and everything. So I like the chapter because it just showed, not all Magis are always all fighting in episodic type ways. It's just more of what's going on with the country, the whole affairs of the country. The Coe Empire doesn't have an emperor anymore, and everyone's obviously panicking because the emperor died by the hands of her own freaking son, whatever. So they're trying to find a new emperor, whatever. And Hakariyu obviously stepping up the line because he is legitimately the next to step in line. But obviously, Ren Coleman is not going to allow that, and not everyone's going to acknowledge him as a king, not an emperor. Obviously, he does have a king Kansas. He does have a Magi or a priest, as the Coe Empire calls it, but Ren Coleman said that not every heir, a freaking legitimate person is said to become emperor. Basically, saying he will not obey him at all. And then what happened was, during the chapter as well, we saw Squad come back, or Alibaba and Morgiana and Aladdin. Morgiana and Hakariyu, I believe, they went to Barbad to meet with Ren Cohen, whatever, and then Alibaba and Aladdin were not there. They went to Rokoshin, where the capital of Coe Empire was, to stop Hakariyu. I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to try somehow to stop him. This is giving me a little Naruto vibe, because I've never read Naruto myself, but Naruto fans might get that little vibe from there here. Then even I got it. I don't even watch the series, or maybe I'm incorrect. It gives me some sort of vibe. But then overall, the chapter was just really enjoyable. I don't know what's gonna happen. Freaking Hakariyu versus Aladdin versus Judar versus freaking Alibaba, a 2v2 is gonna be really interesting. Also, the whole fact that when they went to Rankoshin, they're talking about the whole friendship. They're talking about how they knew Hakariyu and how they're gonna tell him the story of Alma Toronto, obviously prevent him from creating war and trying to split the country into two. They're going to use words to persuade him to obviously stop doing what he's actually doing. So I found that a little interesting. Not going to use violence. Obviously, violence is not the answer for everything, but it could be the solution for a problem that's very minor. That's the mindset that some people have, and that's the mindset that I sometimes have. But that's not a very good mindset to have, by the way. So overall, be sure to let me know what you guys thought of the chapter, where you talk about chapter 112, Magi, Limit of Magic, whatever. I enjoy the chapter per se. It's more of a, let's sit down and discuss some things instead of, let's fight. Because the past 3 chapters so have been all, fighting, freaking, Goku versus Hakariyu versus the 2 general armies, whatever, and, they always beat the shit out of her, which I actually love the action chapters, but I can appreciate the chapters that, go into more detail about, certain things like countries, politicianry type things, legitimate emperors and all this kind of stuff, and they're going to basically more generals came to obviously to Bobbat to meet with them, but obviously Ren Cohen said, "Where the hell are they? Why are they not here? Whatever." And one of the guys said, they have the nerves," and I was like, they do have the nerves. They are a squad after all, so. If I'm against them, oh yeah, the transportation magic that Judar has. Apparently, only 3 people who know the transportation magic. Yamari of basically Sinbad's elite squad, Shezurat of the Rim Empire, and himself of the Ko Empire. What was it? I can't remember him. I can't remember his name precisely, but I do know he looks like. And in the anime, we got to see him use transportation magic of the Ko Empire. If you know his name, be sure to shout in the comment section below, because I have no idea who his name is. But also Judar is a priest or Magi who knows how to use transportation magic and also isolation barrier. When Aladdin and Alibaba, right? Wow, I keep getting the names mixed up. Alibaba and Aladdin arrived. They obviously saw the isolation barrier, but Aladdin caught it right before they went. There's something strange about this country, whatever. This area. There was an isolation barrier, and Judar said, oh, you found out. That was very smart of you to find out. You're very using your brain a lot, the runt, whatever. And then you obviously closed the barrier down, and well, I think he closed down the barrier, basically, there are 60 soul points. If you destroy several of them, it'll be basically, it'll be useless, basically. And he knew what he destroyed. And he could use his magic. He could show, oh, I can use my magic here. We're safe, so in case anyone tries to fuck with us or you try to ambush us, we can destroy him, man. They saw Hakuryu sitting on that throne like a badass, Ren Hakuryu looks so badass in that throne, I love Hakuryu's character because he's more of the anti-hero in a way, you know what I mean? Because even though if people were to see Hakuryu without knowing the story, they would think like, the douchebag, he's like, he kills his own mother for no reason, but I'm glad he shows the flashback to show his purposes and why he did the things he did. So overall, that was chapter. Be sure to leave me a like if you did enjoy the video. Comment below what you guys thought of the chapter, and also some things I have no idea. Clear the chapter up for me if you can. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all the social media sites will be in the description below. And it comes later.